How can we live in harmony? What is harmony during this time of disharmony? I believe that the world is self-organizing, and what that means is it's organizing by itself. And I see it every day. And I think that's what Einstein was looking for. This concept that what solves the consciousness that solves a problem cannot be the same consciousness that developed it. So we are experiencing our own evolution through conflict. I think that's the purpose of conflict, is our inevitable wakefulness. Because if we don't wake up, through our conflict, all we're going to have is conflict. So you're going to get sick of it. And so very, very brilliant, beloved mentors. One of them is my favorite, Paulo Freire. And he said this about conflict. Conflict is the midwife of consciousness. Isn't that beautiful? So what we have now is the birthing of our own collective consciousness. Of course it's chaos. Of course it appears to be polemic, one side here, one side there, but it's actually a continuum. Another philosopher, I think Heidegger, said that the purpose of conflict is unity. And I'm really amazed at that, because I've been in conflict for so long with my twin sister, and yet she is now my beloved best friend. And that is because if I wasn't mentored by difference, then I'd want to turn everything into things that look like me. And so I had to mature. And she stayed brilliant, beautiful, vivacious, crazy, and amazing. And she now lives in Oregon, and I miss her. And so I want to offer that as something that the environment taught me, our beloved Ku'u'aina Aloha. When you're mentored by beauty, you have to digest it in a way that makes sense for the purpose of your own maturity. You know what I mean? If you don't grow through conflict, all you're going to have is conflict. So you got to grow. You got to, ho'okahila au he mihi, we say. The first medicine is forgiveness. And so I had to forgive myself for being a tyrant to my twin sister. And she forgave me. And so my growth, our growth, is dependent upon each other. So I want to be a better sister to my twin. But I had to have that thought first. And then I had to follow it through my actions. One of my favorite olelo no ea of Hawaii is makahana ka'ike. It means, by my actions, teach my mind. I love that. It's kind of like surfing. When you surf, you're not like, oh, I'm going to go up and left and down and, go, you know what I mean? That's too much thinking. You have to do it. You have to practice it. You have to ho'oma'a. You have to make it so normal that your expressions of forgiveness are daily, becomes daily. And you have to forgive yourself. I had to forgive myself. And I really want to keep it to my practice, because what you do is your kuleana. But my practice is dailiness of forgiving me. So when I do things poorly, and I do them often poorly, I like to say, I love myself, I love myself. And it makes me laugh, it makes me burst out laughing, because I have to get back on that train of self-forgiveness and awareness that there are other ways of being besides my ignorant approach to things. So aloha is at the center of forgiveness. So is pono. So is the truth of knowing that conflict does mature us. And our evolution is inevitable. It's inevitable, because you can't sustain anger forever. But what can you sustain forever? You can't sustain loving. I know. And when you're not in a loving state, you're in a fear state. And so we're in a fearful state. And it's not going to be easy, thank goodness, because things that are easy aren't remembered. We're going to remember this time because we are living in the ho'oulu. We are going to be possessed productively. We're going to be possessed with the spirit of infinite potential because we're going to need to be to get out of this. And we can do this collectively. And so let's do this collectively. We mutually emerge. And you know what Lee Irwin said? He said, love is the primal source of our collective emergence. So I'm going to say it a little differently. Aloha is the primal source of our collective emergence. It really is. It really is.